reckon they will. They got some experience in there.
Yeah?
You know, sure they're on with the coach situation and everything, but I think we could end up on 3, and it would be nice. It would be nice. You know what I mean? If one of the teams here has got to get knocked out, we'd love to see a 3-mapper, just so that they've got, you know, the best chance possible. But at the same time, saying that, it's a sports classic for sure. I don't think it's crept so much into esports, but on the day, Fnatic Rising so far are looking a bit stronger for sure. So we'll see. But we talked about slow ramp up on the first map. Maybe they've got that, you know, the rust off and whatnot, have a bit of a shake and all that, and they look better in the second half, didn't they? So we'll see.
That's it. For now, ex-FNSTPlesseN starting on the T side of their map pick. PG50 out for Bogdan. Bit of a kind of a raid boss with the utility as well. Out towards long. Snax taking contact. Wolfy down low. Still testing those waters. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place because they're rotating in from connector.
Nice find, though. Looking for a little more. He's going to go down. He couldn't, unfortunately, get it. But to be honest, after, you know, that kind of instant goosh, getting a kill is really solid stuff. They're going to continue with the A-hit here, and I don't know about that. It's all going to come down to the shots, as it often does in the pistol especially. Great little flash round to make sure Volt only gets 1. They did have the bodies here. They did have the rotations, but he just cannot hit the heads. Not expecting Maze, and he found 2 quick ones. He's dropped the bomb as well right at his feet, so this round is all in his control, and he will indeed pull it off. Maze out of nowhere steals the round away, and ex-FNSTPlesseN, that transparency of the A-hit costs them in the end.
That's a corker. That really is a beaut coming through. Maze has stepped up when he needed to as well. 3 kills to his name means a lovely, comfortable buy for him heading into round number 2. Same can't be said for the T side. No bomb plant means no money, means no chance. It's round number 2. They are left with, once again, just the pistols, and the best they can muster up, a double deagle situation. This should be Fnatic Rising going 2-0 off and potentially setting themselves up for a 2-0 in the series.
Maze. Just getting away from him. He's feeling it after the last round, of course. I think Bogdan, the one, that got away from him, was the one to find the kill. Here he is. Yeah, baby. We love a triple burst kill, that's for sure. Get that M4 out the map. That's why he's the coach. He's got the brains. Smart guy. And absolutely ruining them there, to be fair. 2 kills with no investment and getting rid of an expensive weapon, going into an early rifle. That's a pretty decent little individual performance on that round.
It is. I mean, he really has stepped up in kind of more than just the fragging department. Because look at what Fnatic Rising are bringing in towards round number 3. It's not great. You see double MP9, FAMAS, a scout, and the only thing that is really secure and solid being that M4 A1S for Volt. It's a full investment over towards Fnatic Rising, but what they've brought isn't brilliant, which means that they lose this round. They're buying towards the next. It's going to be grim, and it's Snax from a double entry.
Nice pick up from Volt, though, to make sure that a trade is back in. Snax will be dealt with. But yes, the impact of the man still remains. Bogdan will pick that bomb up in a bit of a pesky position. I have also done that many times myself, sir. Those little walls, don't really know why they're there, but whatever. It's not going to cost anything in the end. So we'll see here. 4v3, as you said. Panning out quite well. Wolfy going to get tagged down low. 6 HP. Not looking too good. They might even really call to save, to be honest. He's like the only one here on A to give them anything. I think you do hold what you have.
Yeah. Probably the smart way to play it. Maybe they can send the scout to have a little test, but Wolfy has other ideas. He wants nothing to do with it. And Hunt coming through, it looks like. Twister makes his way down quietly. Maze shift walking his way out, but he might shift walk his way straight into danger. Wolfy is just baiting that attention away as he skips and bounds over towards spawn with that scout in hand. Will he be chased is the question. Volt holding as well in rotation, but I think he should be okay. I'm assuming at least 1 kill will be found. The question is on to who? And it's probably going to be Wolfy. So Wolfy's the only one to fall, and yeah, okay, they'll survive with 2. It's better than nothing. Especially considering what they brought to the table. But it doesn't mean heading in towards next. Again, it's going to be pretty grim. I mean, Banjo could buy in pretty comfortably if he wanted to. Kevin's going to struggle. Only an MP9 for him. And yeah, so they are going to force a vest once again. Probably the right decision, considering that there are economies all over the place for fnatic Rising. They sort of had to reset. Whether it's a hard reset in a negative way or a positive way, we'll have to wait and see off the back of round number 4. But ex-FNSTPlesseN first on the wall for them on their T side.
Absolutely. And in all fairness, here he is once again. Bit more success this time around with the scout. Actually, a lot of damage off the back of a nade. Where's that gone down? Towards mid, I suppose, it looks like. Maybe they were all congregated together, a bit stuck on each other. Wolfy will fall after his tag. So they've lost some man advantage, but as I like to say, it's kind of a, you know, thin advantage here. Definitely could slip through their fingers if they're not careful. And one of the key things from the previous round, right, Wolfy got tracked down and everything, but the 2 big weapons made it through. So it's still a deadly buy across the board. And it's funny, ex-FNSTPlesseN, they find that first kill. They'll keep a player in the position, of course, but don't really get much off the back of it. Great angle from Hades. Great angle. You've got to remember, ENTS, at their time of being, you know, a top 5 team in the world for that brief period, top 3, to be fair, for like 2 weeks or whatever it was. They were pretty decent on Overpass. So I'm sure Hades knows a thing or two. And I'm sure he's confident on this one as well. It always looked to be a better map for him than some of the others in the pool. So that looks to be the case so far for my money. Keva spotted out. B completely vulnerable. Keva is here, but MP9, he's not really going to get anything. So once again, we might see another save.
Yeah, I think they've got to be doing it here. I mean, there's nothing really to upgrade with, apart from the M4A1S, of course, collected off their own corpse. As Keva will fall, that's just an MP9. If they can save across 2 M4A1Ss, it means that there's some justification in towards the next round. But yeah, this is a hard reset for fnatic Rising. They had a very mixed economy coming in towards this one, and they kind of knew they had to force investment, because if they didn't, their money was going to continuously be in turmoil for at least the early stage of map number 2. Thankfully for them, they made the right decision, but it hasn't quite paid off. They've failed to really find any sort of impact. Only 1 kill being found. No way. On exit, I thought Mage was going to get another, like ships in the night. They've just gone past each other. Unless Mage is playing some genius trigger discipline. No, he just didn't see him. That is the most godly of timing. But still, 2 saves is better than nothing. fnatic won't complain. Double M4A1S. Alongside it won't be too much. Potentially just an upgraded pistol for Volt. But across the board, loss bonus is building up, but they still really can't afford to have any sort of buy alongside it. And it wouldn't be good anyway. So, keep on to what they've got. All tie square, 2 rounds apiece. fnatic Rising might be about to fall behind it. ex-FNSTPlesseN is a good opportunity for them to find their 3rd.
Boost up. Door meta. You know how it goes on Overpass. It's going to cost Twist a smoke at the very least to just sort of give the illusion of presence. He's not really doing anything with it, though. However, actually quite clever. I don't know if it was his intention. I think he confirms that one of the M4s is on B. I'd like to think that was his intention, because if it was, very smart play. Either way, Maze is also a smart guy, and he rotates around, makes sure that there is also an M4 in towards A itself, but they are split, those rifles, and they are losing their heads, unfortunately. Keva tried his best through connector, couldn't really find anything. Volt with a trade. Any more for any more. Ooh, he does indeed drop the bomb. The molly's going to force him outwards. Couldn't get a dink off. Still, not a bad, sorry, little move coming in from him. Not really going to pan out, though, of course. They ultimately get it done. Still, the 2 rifles, they both find a kill in theory. So they've done that damage, and they're buying anyway.
Yeah, I mean, what we're going to see coming in towards the next as well might be more of the same from ex-FNSTPlesseN. I don't think they're really doing anything too wrong right now. For fnatic Rising, this is a good opportunity to try and break the cycle that they're stuck in, but at the same time could backfire. No ult to play with for Wolfy. They just struggle at times with those rifles in hand. ex-FNSTPlesseN, we're looking much better on their map pick.
Indeed they are. Indeed they are. A little more comfortable here, I think, than run-of-the-mill on this T side at the moment. As I said, it's a comfortable map for fnatic Rising, but yeah, ex-FNSTPlesseN, it's funny, it's a lot more patient, it's a lot more...
Yes, yeah.
Structured, let's say. That is unfortunate. And maybe luckier as well. The flash comes in just as he's playing anti. Didn't even... Well, I think it was for round the corner, actually. So, yeah, that's probably why I didn't blind Hades. Timing just against them, unfortunately.
For now, down to 4. Fnatic Rising. Have to try and get some control back. Bomb will be collected. Twist's going to take it towards B. They've got a decent amount of outside monster control. And actually the right decision making their way over towards B. Because so far, there's no one there to meet them, to greet them. Hades dancing around Banana. We'll find one. Wolfy to fall. And numbers start to dwindle for the CT side as they are losing control of this round and potentially already the start to their CT side.
Looking really solid here. Looking really, really solid. Hades continues to find heads. Just making it look easy. And we are once again in a safe situation. But yeah, I don't know. I'd take a pause here, man, because this is just... I think the ex-FNSTPlesseN are playing kind of annoying. You know what I mean? They're really contact heavy and finding entries and then dipping away from those entries and applying pressure elsewhere. Really, really, really annoying to play into. So I think you do just need somewhat of a reset here from Fnatic Rising.
It would be the smart decision. I think for Fnatic Rising, they need to pump the brakes. What's going on so far isn't working for them. I think you look back towards Vertigo, and a lot of the success that Fnatic Rising were finding was off the back of the way in which they controlled the tempo. They can't get any control right now. Does Banjo get cleared? He does. Doesn't matter. Double for him. Expensive. Better than nothing. And an AK upgraded as well is not too shabby. So 3 kills to his name. He is at least going to have a silver lining. But this is a dark situation for the CT side as they are starting to dwindle into obscurity already. And you look towards Overpass as well. 4th most CT side of the map in the pool. Right slap bang in the middle. But it is generally some of those maps which is very difficult to get kind of the ball rolling on your T side. But credit to ex-FNSTPlesseN, they already look so much more confident, comfortable in the way in which they're going about their T side compared to what we saw on Vertigo. Funny enough, Vertigo is their usual opening pick. So maybe a change in the map pool coming through for them in the near future. But a low buy. No pause though, Scriv.
Maybe prior to the rifle round, I don't know. I'd like to see one, please. Hades finding himself 2. Nice and easy. We could see that one coming a mile away. They were very ready for a push like that. Again, ex-FNSTPlesseN on the reads, man. They're on the reads. What's something they've not tried for a while? Well, at all, even. I would argue, if my memory does not fail me. Monster aggression, right? And they're on a lower buy. Why not go for it? So, yep, they are set up across the map for those little bouts of aggression. Well, where they were set up hardest, it indeed comes through. Really well read, really well played. And again, they continue to just pick the numbers off.
5-7. Well, I love the gun. I think it's a little bit on the OP side. I can't expect too much from it. Twist will be her dropping, so potentially there's a world in which an upgraded pistol comes into play, but he turns at just the right time. Volt thought maybe he had a bit of timing to work with for him. The answer's no. ex-FNSTPlesseN extend their lead to 3 rounds. They're already starting to quite nicely, considerably pull away. It's been really good work from the ex-FNSTPlesseN side, and in my head, I'm already starting to maybe draw up narratives that we're heading towards that map number 3. Of course, all good best 3s decided on Inferno, and this being the lower bracket, it deserves a good old best of 3. And Fnatic Rising, unfortunately for them, what's a map in which they statistically like to play as well, and having very little control or impact right now.
Bogdan. Once again, contact heavy. This is what I'm talking about, man. They're just using the buddy system. Bolt. Lovely move. Great angle. Spots the shadow first. Drops back. Good for Fnatic Rising. He's somewhat ready for continued aggression, but he's not quite on it. And that's it, bro. I'm reading into this, so hopefully soon Fnatic Rising will read into the style that ex-FNSTPlesseN are pulling out, and that's what I mean. Take the pause. Wolfy with the catch. Gets ex-FNSTPlesseN on the straggle position, as it were. 4 versus 3 then. Looking pretty good.
Yeah, no complaints right now. At least for the first time in a long time, we see numbers in favour of that CT side. It's more of a question of how do they use this to be a catalyst to success, right? They are struggling to put rounds on the board. This is the first step to potentially having some of that. Wolfy holding, waiting. Twisty knows he heard him earlier. Does he expect it? Of course he does. Wolfy a fall, or dropped.
Not a bad move, not a bad move at all. So here we go. Looks a little easier now, doesn't it? Has Maze been spotted there? I don't think so. They're really... Oh, not considering that he's here, but the flash comes in, allows the bomb to cross at the very least. Molly will push Snacks away, and if not, take him down. Good find from Maze. Couldn't quite secure the third, but surely we should be all good here. The AWP. Surely not, right? Hades, yeah, dead to rights. He gets that smoke down, gives him a small window of opportunity to, you know, be a bit weird and make it difficult, but just doesn't pan out for him. And finally, Fnatic Rising, they've broken the silence.
Needed. They were starting to dwindle away, as we already mentioned. And this being one of the more CT side of the maps, when you're struggling on your CT side to have control, you do get a cause for concern, but much better. Or send them play as well in towards this next round. Fnatic Rising, they have a good opportunity to keep this competitive. Of course, the money's so built up over towards that C side. It's much easier to build up that long-term economy, have some stability in terms of your cash. And they've got loads of it. I mean, Bogdan, full buy for him. He's still got AK left in the bank, so he's not exactly poor by any means. And a quick play out towards short water.
Kept back, though. Kept back by the Molly. Big damage, but again, they might not expect them so fast. Flash comes in. Snacks is so close, and they're out. Again, it's so good. It's so good. When it comes to finding these early pickups, they're just so efficient right now. And so well disciplined as well to just get the kill, dip, reset. And in this round, they've got 2 of those, actually.
Five versus 3, and I mean, once again, back to our standard showing, right? I mean, it's still winnable with low HP over towards 2. Granted, to 1 being the AWP, so abiding by Bogdan's law, but a different Bogdan in this case. Really have a struggle to have some impact for Fnatic Rising. Double stacking, trying to hope that they can play off the back of trades, but this is really looking dicey. Once they make their way out towards Monster, things would crumble. Banjo, will he catch timing? Like spotted. Reaction good enough. PlesseN to fall.
The bomb site completely open off the back of that. And the round left by the wayside. Fnatic Rising seemingly cannot buy a round at the moment. They had indeed, you know, gone for that move, gone for that gamble. The ex-FNST. It's very clever. It's very, very clever. You know, they find the entry, then they dip out, and you kind of assume that they'd move away, right?
Yes,
they'd move towards A. So it does make sense to have the gamble, but they go back to B. It's a double pump. They're really clever. Really, really smart stuff right now. They are calling kind of a masterclass.
It's very, very impressive work. I mean, this is a complete resurgence as well from what we saw in towards that previous map. It was uncomfortable throughout, even though they did make it somewhat competitive, hit that double-digit mark and all the rest. It never really looked like they had a too good of a look in. It's probably the better way to put it. Thankfully for them, though, this is already looking significantly better. On a real road to pushing this towards that map number 3. Of course, statistically speaking, it's a map in which, as you've rightfully mentioned, both of these two sides don't mind playing. I mean, Fnatic Rising for them, 9 times they played in the last 3 months, 6-7% win rate. You're thinking, okay, maybe they're pretty confident on it. But that 5-map winning streak seems to be the big looming fact, isn't it? Where the confidence is flowing through ex-FNSTPlesseN, and even despite them playing with a coach, they don't mind at all.
Yeah, and it definitely seems that, you know, they, although individuals are not looking too bad, it seems like the logic moved a bit from the first map, where it's like, look, we've got to outplay them, we can't out-aim them, and it seems that maybe Bogdan has taken the reins, so to speak, or whatever. But if he is calling, he's calling a really good game, and it does seem that not necessarily defying the odds when it comes to the fights, because as you can see, it's not like Fnatic Rising are completely wet. Both the AWPs chiming in and making it look easy. 5 versus 3, the best chance they've had for a long time.
This is an AWP. I think one, the double AWP setup as well. Both AWPs finding some magic in towards round number 10. course, not done just yet. Maze having a peek in. Barrel spotted and a freebie for Blessin. Looking for more, but he can't quite deliver. Quick trade from Volt as he makes it yet a double. And surely that should see off the round now. 1 versus 4. There's only one man left alive over towards that T-side. It's Snacks, who's been quiet in towards Overpass. And I can't see him saving this one. Not to be.
Not going to happen for him. Easy cleanup in the end, of course, but generally a pretty simple round thanks to the double up setup. They're going to stick with it, and it's a new thing. It's a great idea. It's actually interesting that at the tier 2, I feel like the double up CT setups have kind of fallen away a bit as an option, right? Not a lot of teams. It used to be a classic. It's like, oh, you lose 3 or 4 rounds in a row, double up. But yeah, not a lot of teams move towards that as often. So good to see from fnatic Rising that it's a very simple, it doesn't require a timeout necessarily. It's just a very simple change and makes your life easier, because when ex-FNST are playing this pick-heavy style, going on those contacts, going on those buddy systems, it can be hard to match headshot for headshot. Well, the AWP, you don't have to, right? So it eases some of the pressure a little bit when it comes to those 1v1 Angels. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No. In comes a burst. Banjo out towards the barrels. They've spotted him. Can't find him, but Twist with the blind spray down will indeed finish him off. The rotation's in pretty quickly, and, well, it's the first time in the game that we've seen ex-FNST go for a fast, fully fledged execute, not just working off of an early pick that they've found, and they look lost, don't they? They've found the early pick, and then they want to go back to their usual ways. They have pulled back. But we'll see. fnatic Rising, can they re-edit? Then they're going to double pump again. So they're really, really pulling the confusion game in here. Wolfy chimes in for one, the first to break the silence for that CT side, but no one on the bomb side itself. No numbers. 2 AWPs on a retake. Just doesn't happen, does it?
Not to be. Double AWP, you mentioned it. It's so important, but also because it's such a hefty investment, you really can't be too risky with it. That's kind of it's the double-edged sword of the matter. You can never really take too big risks when you have these double AWPs coming through, which is, I guess, come back to bite them in a way. I think with the lack of control ex-FNST had at one point, there was actually a world in which, yes, the numbers didn't favour them, but a retake could have been potentially on the cards. Not to be, Maze might be caught in timing as well. Oh, and he will. He's surely going to fall. That's unfortunate. He jiggled at the worst time. Stacks back turn. Spots him. Drops him as well. And Wolfy will luckily be able to trade, and he'll keep that all ticking over in towards the next. I think Maze gets very unfortunate not to spot Snacks. That timing was brutal. But either way, 7-2-4, a 3-round lead. ex-FNST still just keeping at least a decent arm's reach away, where this can never be, I guess, too problematic. fnatic Rising, they've never really looked too comfortable. And it's kind of actually similar to what we saw of ex-FNST in towards Vertigo.
Very true. Very, very true indeed, my friend. Another quick one towards B. Super similar. I'm going to follow up on it this time. Is that the difference? Well, the issue is you go for 2 things that are exactly the same, and they're set up, they're ready. Banjo with a double. He's got the support in as well. Oh, and it's a bit all over the place, you know. They, again, are calling the bail, but getting caught while doing so. 80s versus 2. Not out of the question. Maze with the reload. Didn't realise how close he was. Actually panics a little bit and swaps to his USP, but no scope doesn't land. So, all good in the end. fnatic Rising back on, and ex-FNST, I think that might be the last rush we see from them for a while. Yeah, that one really came back to bite them a little bit. That was not exactly how they planned that one to work, but hey-ho. Potentially, I think they might go back to their standard default. And their default has been their scariest thing about ex-FNST, right? Because their default was getting all that map control and forcing errors over towards fnatic Rising. And fnatic Rising still haven't figured out how to plug those gaps. So I don't think really they needed to change the tempo or change their game plan, because everything was actually working out quite swimmingly. We are seeing a little bit more of that now. Bogdan in towards connector, taking that control and just going to park up, hoping and waiting that a rotation comes through. This is in the realms of being in a very strong position. Once again for the T side, they start to space out over towards A. Nice. Nice. These individuals still chiming in, as they have been throughout the game. Wolfy with a greedy repeat, but it nearly pans out for him. The stick around doesn't. He gets overwhelmed. And Snacks. Still got it. Still got it.
Still got it.
29 years of age, but he's still hot. Nonetheless, ex-FNSTPlesseN straight back on the board.
He's one of those players who's just kind of defies age, right? Is the longevity of Snacks is just something to really kind of take a bow at. Unbelievable player. He used to keep taking over. Hey, he's a cracker as well. This is kind of what you were alluding to, right? You know, back in his end days, they were very, very solid over towards Overpass. And as an individual, he as well, statistically speaking, very good on this map. And you can see why. Pistols, a fnatic Rising, this should be easy pickings. Give them some ecos. They're peckish. They're starving. And they'll take him. Only one casualty. Maze picks up himself. Just a singular kill. It's a consolation. But it's a pretty bad situation. 9 rounds collected for ex-FNSTPlesseN and the possibility of back-to-back 10-5 halves.
Been a weird one in that sense. The CT side's just not panning out on either maps.
Yeah, true.
Overpass usually hands itself to a CT side, and not so much. So we'll see whether the trend continues into the second half and possibly maybe into the third map. Double AWPs on the T side. This is a Snacks classic for sure. Wolfy, change up in position. Banjo, meanwhile, also chimes in downstairs. Volt going to cover his own boy, and they have found themselves 3 in very quick succession. I kind of respect it in a sense, right? There was a bit of a change up in the game where they went for the double AWP setup, but I think ultimately they've just kind of calmed and been like, look, we just got to be aware. Just have your guns up all the time because, you know, you never know when they're going to pop around the corner.
Yeah.
And also where there's 1, there's 2, which for any real gamers out there is a bit of a Tarkovism. You know, just make sure that you're always prepared for a trader, basically.
Ooh, dink on Bogdan. I don't think we've seen him with the AWP yet. Maybe he might be a genius yet. Have to wait. Cracking 180. Head on a swivel. Twist as he'll find Maze. Still, a mammoth task ahead of them to find themselves at the double digits, and Wolfy's got other ideas. Coach-turned player. Got to find a 1 versus 4 here. AWP in hand. Information spots. They can hear him, and they'll find him. 9-6 at the halfway mark, ladies and gentlemen. It is ex-FNSTPlesseN on their map pick who are looking very comfortable. Question is, can they continue this on towards their second half? We'll have to wait and see. We'll see you after the break.
Hello everyone, welcome back in. Half number 2, quickly underway, of course, on Overpass. 9-6 of the turn. Not a bad T side from that ex-Finest squad. Really great mid-rounding from them. We'll see whether that continues onto the CT side. The nature of Overpass. I think certainly mid-rounding can be effective, but we've got no time to really talk things over. They're just straight in towards that B bomb site. Plessen and Twist. Quick double between the two of them. ex-Finest off to a flying start, and now we've got players trapped all over the place. Banjo, he runs out of ammo. Dead to right. Wolfy is in the mixer. Will find himself ahead, but they need way more than that. There was a world, wasn't there? There was a world. Maze charging in with that Glock to maybe pull it off, but not going to happen for him. ex-Finest with yet another pistol.
ex-Finest looking, well, just really consistent over towards this map. I mean, at the half, 9-6, you're thinking, okay, you know, maybe there's a lifeline extended out towards fnatic Rising. I think they're going to struggle once again. We've already seen how good a couple of individuals are stepping up. Hades being one in particular, 16 kills to his name. Twist not too far behind. And where it's a little bit more consistent over towards fnatic Rising, it's not as kind of impressive or impactful, I guess. That is causing a couple of issues. Nade will come through. Great nade, in fact, Kevy. Down to half HP, but it is just pistols. Cash and grab potentially for Hades here in towards Playground as they all just pick apart a couple and probably a couple more to follow suit momentarily.
In comes the auto shotty.
It's a bit of me.
Here we go. Wanted one for Maze, mate, so he could have had all the cash. But yeah, they're good fun, aren't they? They are good fun. All the shotguns, actually. I think they're all very memeable. Love a good sword off on the T side. It's very satisfying when you...
it's because it's impossible to get a kill with.
Well, yeah, very true. I think beyond a certain level of the game, it's just not going to happen unless you, like, sit in a corner.
Yes, yeah. Oh, 11-6. ex-Finest already starting to be on that kind of road to recovery in the series. 5 away from the all-losers, 16, 5 ahead. fnatic Rising, the youngsters, somewhat struggling right now. He's going for the aggressive peek. Open hand. Great angle. Great find. Keve. No man's land, and he was baffled and dropped.
Wolfy finds one of his own, though. 4v4. Snacks and Plessen with the 2-man connector hold. It's a lot of control to give up. They've got to do something with this, right? They kind of realize that. I think, you know, wanting to edge towards short, maybe. Yeah, that is indeed what they're going to go for. Volt then kind of needs one from here. He knows he's about to get surrounded as well. Great read. 4 players for 1 man. Didn't quite have the info. They maybe could have found a gap through Monster. They're going to try slowly. And they're taking a leaf, aren't they? They're taking a leaf. Get the kill, back away, reset, right? There's still 50 seconds left. Wolfie's got himself some good control out towards... well, loosely towards mid. Player and connector in the form of Snacks. Ace! Oh, my brother! Unfortunate. Little bit later on the timing, and he might have been able to, at the very least, back off. Wolfie trades out. Now only 30 seconds. This is where it gets a bit more problematic now.
Yeah, this is not exactly done and dusted just yet. Numbers favourable over towards fnatic Rising. Look at the time. I mean, this is already horrible. Got to get the way towards the side. Plessen chucked in towards Dice. Molly won't affect him, and a flash is not coming through as well. Wolfie will fall, and Banjo spotted. All he has to do is tick down that clock. Does he have time? Yep. Just about. And now in a 1 versus 1.
Oh, straight up fight. Neither of them can find it on the edge of Optimus. That metal corner just giving Twist the protection that he needs. He's done a lot more damage across the Banjo, although reload comes off, and of course the AK, you would assume, advantageous in this fight. Oh, headshot angle. It's not a bad idea from Twist, but Banjo does not miss it. Saves the AWP as well for good measure, and fnatic Rising competition is on as they get the first rifle.
Credit to him for seeing that one off. That looked done. Really Plessen alone, finding that 1 kill and then buying as much time as he did. I thought it was sort of dead in the water. Not to be. Credit to Banjo stepping up. fnatic Rising still alive and kicking. The dream of a 2-0 still open to a conversation. fnatic Rising, of course, in towards round number 19. They can't pull up anything in terms of a buy. Just a deagle to work with a Twist, and alongside it, not pretty. Not at all. This is a bit of a throwaway round. And a lot of teams try to use these as essentially tack pause as well, calling attack pause. And it also helps that they've got their coach playing as well, so he can kind of give the tactics, may I say, as he's playing. Lesson tucked in. Molly will force him out and it will force him into the hands of Banjo. Yeah, this one should be very clean.
Love the old triple boost. Looks good. But no one around. Unlucky. AD's still crab walking away. Love that. Slow one from fnatic Rising. I think they understand the position that they're in. And also how temperamental it could be, right? So you want to get this one flawlessly, to be honest. Definitely no more than one going down. Bolster that economy a little if you do end up losing this follow-up rifle round. Maze with the cheekiness. Gets punished. That's an AK potentially to be retrieved. They actually get a bit lucky that it falls forwards. Not quite sure how. He must have gone flying on the ragdoll because I swear he was on the stairs. Nonetheless,
yeah,
it's all good. Only that one player, as I said, and I think they'll be able to hold the AK as well.
Bogdan, see if we catch any on exit. It's not going to fall out his way anyway. If he can pick himself up a gun, that'll be nice. Potentially might get some timing to work with here. Wolfy will fall away. Banjo was holding, waiting for exactly that case. As the bomb goes off, fnatic Rising get themselves up to 8 rounds. And even better, I guess, for them, Snacks doesn't stay alive. Will be a full bite. Nonetheless, heading in towards the next round here for ex-FNSTPlesseN. That was just a throwaway. As we said, some teams take it as a sort of attack pause without calling attack pause. Well, to be. Now they need to turn things around. Hades, who's being lights out in towards Overpass. Orb collected for him, and he needs to have some serious impact with it. Was fnatic Rising going to be hot on their tails in terms of, you know, catching this team back up?
Big nade. Oh, massive nade. Love to see it. They often let you down, but when they pay off, it's very satisfying.
They do. Half HP for both Kevy and Wolfy. What they were hoping for. In towards front bathroom, trying to show a little bit of presence. But I think now, of course, we will see what we saw of ex-FNSTPlesseN on towards their T-side of Vertigo, where they look a little bit lost, right? What's the game plan? It's so reliant on them finding a pick now.
Yeah. I don't know, there really is. It's not an exact carbon copy, but it's a very similar look. So they're much more heavily grouped together. Cheeky spot. The trade not there. Oh, he nearly makes it away. Plesson thought he was going to have that textbook discipline that we've seen out from ex-FNSTPlesseN, but he hung around for a bit too long. Snacks, still here. Good find onto Keva. Trade, not there. Oh, and he's backed up by the AWP here as well. Banjo finding the angle, though, to make sure he can isolate these fights. So well done. Wolfy nicks that one away from him, but the work was done. Twist on the backside. Continues to make it awkward. They're actually both on the flank. Wolfy might have got that info in, but Banjo... well, he didn't. Volt. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Okay, so 1 versus 2. Info on one, not the other. The nades maybe start to give the game away ever so slightly. Hold on to the bomb. There's no kit available, so he does have a lot of time to work around. Finds the first. It's going to be the hole, but it's planted for him, and Volt will get it done. Twist was the big man needed to find that early frag. Couldn't do so. And fnatic Rising, thanks to the hero, they will get themselves number 9. They will keep it close, and they will break the bank once again.
They're alive and kicking. They really are. I thought this map might have been, you know, kind of already chalked up 9-6,
yeah, sure,
and then ex-FNSTPlesseN take the pistol, and you're thinking, wow, this is such a big deficit. Potentially kind of the question of too little, too late already starting to play into our minds. But no. Where we are now. 11-9. And of course, what is essentially a bit of a gifted guaranteed 10, especially with Echo Miss Molly. They're just flying their way forward. Now, looking for that control. Will be caught full blinded, but Banjo swinging around corners, collecting cash. He wants even more money in the pocket as Kevy will steal one away. The Deagle can collect himself a consolation, but it should be only that.
Lesson tried on the molly, but unfortunately no one gives him the peek, and in comes the hunting party. And they're Yeah, they are highly successful, only losing the one again. Very clean, right? That's an easy replacement. It's not the AWP, for example. Yada, yada, yada. Up to 10. Very close now. Very, very close indeed. I think ex-FNSTPlesseN is starting to sweat a little. Only the 1 round. No, sorry. That's false. Only the 2 rounds, but they were off the back of the pistol.
Yes, that's it. That's it. For now, as you said, sweating, right? I think that's probably the better way to put it. ex-FNSTPlesseN, they've got a lot of pressure on their shoulders. They were completely in control of this game. And interesting enough as well, we've seen both sides really struggle on their CT, but thrive under the T side. And that's not often what you see over towards Overpass, to be perfectly honest. You two will come forward. Once again, good amount of control gained early doors by fnatic. Their map control has been much better.
Nade's ringing out. But again, very slow, and it's kind of a reversal. We saw fnatic Rising, their sort of counter to the way that ex-FNSTPlesseN were playing. They still kept a forward line, especially on A. Made sure that they were still taking those fights and whatnot, but here, ex-FNSTPlesseN are playing much safer. Happy to give them that control. And I think that's been the trend the past few rounds. They're kind of in the mindset that you can get stuck in where it's like, surely it'll be easy if we just, you know, don't give them the early kills, guys. Let's just play safe and go for some cheeky angles like this. But sometimes there is such a thing as too much respect, too much of a passive position.
Agreed. Very agreed. I think time we're taking as well. fnatic, what's their end game here? So spread out. Damage on towards Kevin as well. He's going to struggle to fall away. Volt nearly catches one in transition, but it's made to fall first.
Uh-oh. Banjo trades. Bogdan, however, holds the line. Not looking good. 15 seconds. No HP. Just save it. They do have cash, but what's the point kind of vibe? He's even going to get spammed down as Keva, so Wolfy... Okay, should be able to make it out. I thought for a second there they were going to get aggressive. Down through short. Oh, Pleasant. If he had a few more bullets, I think he was headed towards spamming down below again. He might have been able to find, even through the concrete, the damage that he needed. Nonetheless, ex-FNSTPlesseN finally get a rifle, and of course, it comes just as they were about to lose their lead.
Needed as well. Just on the edge of potentially dropping out of being in contention for this map. It was starting to dwindle away and quite rapidly. Thankfully for them, bit of control garnered back. 12-10. 4 by out both ways. And AUG in the hands of Bogdan. Another weapon you see all too often these days. Maybe he can make it work for him. He's been a little bit more impactful in towards Vertigo in comparison to Vertigo. Was Overpass, man, in comparison to Vertigo. But it's made to open things up. Great first. Twist to fall. Already, I guess for ex-FNSTPlesseN. What's the recovery mission now?
Good nade, solid nade, great damage. Snacks. Could have eaten that one, but it was a bit late. Alright, where from here do we go? Hayes and his buddy, of course. They'll split up, actually, but they're still thinking about the B side. Still trying to prod and poke for another pick.
Bogdan tucked. AUG. Could be the difference here. Re-smoking towards front monster. Double stack, in fact. With that control over towards monster. They might play aggro off the back of it, but the bomb's going to go the other way. And this will change things. Spamming through the smoke with the bomb looking to make its way over towards the A side.
Yeah, only 30 seconds, though. It's got a long way to go. Especially if you're holding shift. They're really banking, yeah, they're really banking on the B play drawing attention away. And, well, I mean, with 2 kills like that, surely it's going to. They're pretty much all already here. The drop down from heaven comes in from Snacks, and Hades goes, yo, I got him, boys, but there's no one else here. They've been bamboozled thoroughly. Still, I'd give them a chance. It doesn't look like they're going to go for it. They're going to save. They don't have the cash. They don't have, you know, the facilities to risk it. And they will indeed hold for the save. That's the pressure getting to them and, you know, going for the smart decision. I mean, it makes sense, but there's a world in which we see them go for it, I suppose. Just not when it's 12-10. I get it.
Yeah, not like this. Not now. It's so close as well that it's not worth it. I mean, especially when you look over towards that CT side, economy in a little bit of a rough spot all over. I mean, potentially Hades can drop one over to Bogdan in towards the next twist. He's going to struggle to buy. Plessen, same story for him. Might even just be a bit of a double AK and then a minimal support around it, upgraded pistols, unless they decide to go for kind of M4A1S's full armor and no util, M4A1S's half armor and the small amount of util, or FAMAS's MP9s. It's a tough decision. I mean, of course, it does help that they have the coach in the call with them, and it's looking like with Plessen's buy up into his deagle, it is going to be that slightly lower buy. Still got the 2k mark, reset the economy in towards the next, and bank and hope on the fact that Hades and Snacks, the two poles, can step up with the AKs to keep the game in their favor. If not, fnatic will tie this one up.
Speed in towards connector. Could be risky. There's two bodies around the back there. Not going to be like return spam from the AK, so for all the bullets fired, it's actually fairly minimal damage onto plessen. Banjo's still sticking around with it. I believe you can use the light up there. I think that's why he sort of started spamming away, convinced that there was someone there, right? So, makes sense. But yeah, I'm surprised there was no return on it. First kill comes in towards Bogdan, over on the long angle. Banjo's still here in connector, playing with fire a little.
Oh, good swing, though. And potentially a second to follow. That Deagle or Plessen, so low, and he wants nothing to do with it. Good decision.
Oof. And a nice one from Maze as well to continue the trend of dropping the rifles, importantly. Volt with a catch. He's heard him, and he has indeed got him. All good then. No madness, and they might even get a flawless one here from this. I think they are vaguely aware that Plessen's up top, so let's hit the B-bomb site. Maze feels like he should be able to get the drop on him, right? But I don't know. It's a nice spot for Plessen in terms of picking up a kill, getting a rifle. Obviously, the round's over. Uh-oh. Yeah. Oh. Stay there. Stay there, guy. Stay there. Trust me, stay there. We'll see. Well, who's going to move first? Who's going to break patience first? Maze is just in and out, checking his angles. It's going to be Plessen.
Oh, upgrade. Oh, he will? Okay.
Nice. Got the
That's
timing.
not too bad. I mean, he won't get anything off the back of it, and he might still be dropped to the hands of Maze.
You know, I think Maze has seen that there's no longer an AK there.
He knows, right?
Not quite enough. Doesn't want to drop his own gun, I suppose. In come the boys. Should be able to just trade this one. Gets one, and there is the trade. So, easy in the end, but we had a bit of fun. We had a bit of back and forth in the middle there.
It did get a little bit close in terms of the case of it being more expensive than they would have initially hoped. Okay, collected, but hey-ho. Doesn't make a difference. Let's look at the grand picture. The bigger picture of things. fnatic Rising have had such a mammoth resurgence on towards their T-side. 10-6 down, 11-6. It was not looking great for them. We stand now, all tied square, 12-all. An ex-FNSTPlesseN on their CT side only found 3 rounds since the halfway mark. I mean, simply put, it's not good enough. And it could get even worse as well. Flash will catch Plessen, forcing him away. Util catches Banjo, but he's got all that control and space in towards mid.
Oh, Plessen. He's got the info. If he gets good timing, could certainly find a catch or two while he's got an down. Flash comes in for him. Down goes Wolfy just before the smoke comes in. Perfect timing. Hades as well. Going to pick Maze. We're on a recovery mission, 5v3. They do have that bathroom's control, but Plessen's still around. He's using the smoke to his advantage. Oh, looking for another catch. Oh, and Keva should have had him. And look what happens. Plessen keeps on rolling. Just going to be Volt now. It was a very, very quick turnaround here from ex-FNSTPlesseN. It's just not worked from the get-go. And even though the big damage comes in, Snack still finds Volt, right? That's one of those rounds where nothing goes your way if you're fnatic Rising. Solid stuff from ex-FNSTPlesseN, though, on the setup.
Especially after losing the control, right, in towards mid, you're thinking, okay, maybe this starts to crumble from beneath them because they've got very little information to go off. But a great turnaround again. Plessen, he makes a smart decision not to overextend early doors, and things looking all the more better now for him. Secondary AWPing coming in towards round number 26 with a double AWP setup. It's going to be a difference maker. Wolfy on the other side struggled to really get into this game for him. And of course, same can be said for the standard of Kevy. Only 4 kills to his name. We're heading into the 26th round. Great nade, good damage.
Boost is there, sorry, but yet to be activated. Oh, and when it does, underneath it. And Volt finds Snacks. Can't find the booster, but finds the boosty. Nice pickup coming in, and they're going to go for a boost of their own, which might be kind of unexpected, kind of cheeky as it were. You'd think the kill was there, but Twist, he gets the return pretty cleanly, 4v4. Ah, oh, man, that was it. That was the kill to get them, you know, a solid chance, but it just doesn't pan out.
There's been damage done towards Twist, which potentially could be a bit of a lifeline extended in towards the next. Double stacking in towards shorts, with Plessen taking the initial point of contact. Alt pixel peeking, that could have worked for him, but he'll just fall off the angle.
Flash for a peek. Maybe he's actually flashing himself. Usually a risky move, we'd say, but all good. Double orbs. Yeah, this A-bomb site might be somewhat of a fortress. Trade is quick. They're surely not going to expect... Oh, Hades also on it. He gets the tag, and now they do. Only 20 seconds. Peeks out towards long. Wolfy ready. Beautiful stuff. Some luck in there for fnatic Rising, but sometimes that's what you need. Ollie. Push Bogdan back. Not quite being heard, but he does get traded out. 9 seconds to get the bomb in. There's no nade here for Twist or whatever. Maybe if he got aggressive or went for a spam, he could end the round here and now, but he decides to play it safe. 1 versus 2 for him on 34 HP, and I just don't think it's going to happen. Volt catches him into 13-13. We're going the distance on this one.
It's looking like it. Looking like potentially. We kind of mentioned it in towards Vertigo, but the dreaded double capital letters, OT, could be on the cards. These two sides are inseparable. I mean, credit, of course, for ex-FNSTPlesseN for recouping a bit of their loss on towards their CT side. It looks a bit more comfortable now from when originally the CT side was looking a big danger and a big red flag for them. Now, though, fnatic Rising. On that road, I think we started to see a little bit more of a step up from Kevy, and if that is plugged, you can see this one off. It's been not too shabby for them. Once again, boost coming through. Snacks, not learning from his lesson. Wants to take another crack at it. Oh, holding, waiting, and does he just spot him out, or is he expecting? We'll have to go ahead and see.
Too easy.
You know.
Too easy. He's just got the reads, man. Yeah. You can smell the fear. You know, you can smell the desperation. They did it last round. It didn't work for them. Well, they'll never expect it 2 rounds in a row, and this guy knows what's up. He might be a young gun, but he knows Snacks. We all do. We know that he loves to be cheeky. We know that he loves to change the rules of engagement, as it were. Lovely stuff, and they can just work with that. It's one of those fantastic early picks that's just so easy, so beautiful. Keva, meanwhile, gets one up top. 5v3. Wolfy on another. And it's looking very good here for 14.
Bogdan rotating over. It's the wrong call, potentially, because is he aware there's a flank coming through? He will step up. You still need to be cautious of what's happening on behind them, because that's where the bomb's going. The second they saw contact, the second they heard any sort of sound cues to go off, it's a decision that's very easy to make. Double back. We've got the A site. We've even got the control in the wrap towards the A site. For ex-FNSTPlesseN, I think probably the best call here is the save, right? They don't need to do anything too miraculous. In a 2 versus 4, when you're nowhere near the site, you actually are quite literally as far away from the A site as physically possible. Keep hold of what you've got. That's exactly what they're going to do. Bogdan will take contact in towards Connector, and, well, for Hades, we'll try and hold in towards that flank from Monster. I think, actually, though, for the T side, a hunt's probably not a bad idea. Maybe not the orb, but like a Kevy or a Maze. Just go poking around, see if they can make it even more expensive. They're in a crucial position where they can afford to drop 1 rifle. And if they can get a 1-for-1 trade, they're not going to complain at all. But no, not to be. 2 men alive over towards ex-FNSTPlesseN. Support around it in towards 28 isn't going to be fantastic. ex-FNSTPlesseN have a really good opportunity, and probably one of the best they've had for a while, to solidify a lead here at 15-13, 2 rounds ahead, and kind of just play off the back of it being a low util round over towards our CT side, which is exactly what it's going to be. In a retake, they're going to seriously struggle, and even locking out these early controls. You've seen how good fnatic Rising are at baiting up that CT side of the utility, and this could be where it really plays into their hands.
E-Rush coming in. fnatic Rising. It's a risky one, but they've not really gone for it this half. Oh, goodness. The spacing. It's a bit off. Oh, there it is. There it is. There was the opportunity. They slow down. They stagnate. Ooh. And they give Snacks the opportunity to get 2. Speaking of 2, Wolfy's found it. He's got the bomb down. So they can get that at the very least. 1v4 in total. If there's any guy to do it, I think these are his rounds, honestly. He's a bit panicky, though. You can see him not really holding the angles too long. Just lost timing. Yeah, I was going to say, crossed over to ABC. That's a bit awkward, but I think Hades indeed did see him on the way back round. So they know that he's short. Flash probably gives away the fact that they know that he's short, and the collateral! No way! Oh my good lord. A 1v4 with a collat at the end, and the third person Cam gave us that one. I could see it coming. I could see it coming, and he didn't miss. They did indeed line up.
Oh, that is a corker of a lineup as well. Hades, why do you flash there? Yes, you know he's there, but...
Yep.
That's not the time and place. It baits out where that rotation is coming from for ex-Finest. Last limbs for them, and potentially the last round we see from them in ESL Challenger League Season 43. Actually, in fact, it's fnatic who've called it. They want to secure us one in a 2-0 fashion. On a back-to-back 16-13.
I feel like both sides probably would have called one. You know, you've got the just emotions running high, whether it's negative or positive. I think you need a moment to just kind of... sure. Because I'm sure there was like, you know, he finds the first, and there's probably still chatting about, damn, man, why did we not, you know, whatever. And then he gets the second, and he's like, guys, you know, just give me a minute.
Give me a second. I'm cooking. Yeah, I'm cooking.
Exactly. So I think there was definitely some tension for that clutch created. When you hit that second one, you know what I mean? It's like, okay.
There's a maybe. There's a world, a time, and a place.
He's not missing right now. So maybe he does get it.
Different type of boost coming through here, but Volt has just snuck the gut, but he's made noise. I don't think it'll make a difference. They can't really spot him out. And now he knows all too well that they were going for a boost as well. Both sides just about to escape any harm there.
Oh, the molly bounces off a step there, I think, but still Plessin going to put the smoke down for good measure. Volt going to find the push. Banjo gets his guy looking good. 3 remain. 1 flash between the 3 of them. They're all isolated as well. I don't think it's a could be now. I think it's a should be.
Yeah, I think this one's GG.
It is. Yeah, too easy. Too easy as he walks in. Yeah, that's going to seal it, perhaps. Let's sit up and get ready for the cams, but fnatic Rising, you know. The big 1v4 was enough in the end, right? We had the big round in the penultimate.
A lot there was relying on Hades, but he says GG's instead as it leaves Snacks all alone. 1 versus 5, and he's an eternal figure and a legend of the game, but he hasn't got this one in him. A flawless to see it off as well. fnatic Rising, what a resurgence from them. They look down and out for the count. 11-6 at the halfway mark, and what a way to turn things round. For them, I thought maybe Inferno was just a necessity. It was going to happen. All the best trees decided on it, but fnatic Rising don't need it. And I think we have to go back to that highlight. Wolfy, what a corker of a round for him. 1 versus 4, and that changed entirely the landscape of the ending of that game.